December, and the Knicks losing in Chicago on the 21st of January. Now here are the starting lineups.
And number 23, Michael Jordan. At the forwards, number 33, Scottie Pippen. And number 54, Horace Grant. At center, number 24, Bill Cartwright. The trainer is Mark Feil. The assistant coaches are John Bach, Jim Clemens, and Tex Winter. And the head coach of the Bulls, Phil Jackson. And now, here they are, New York's biggest thrill, the New York Knickerbockers. At the guards, number 13, co-captain Mark Jackson. And number 21, Gerald Wilkins. At the forwards, number 4, Johnny Newman. And number 34, Charles Oakley. At center, number 33, co-captain Patrick Ewing. The assistant trainer is Tim Walsh. The trainer is Mike Saunders. The assistant coaches are Ernie Grunfeld, Paul Silas, and Jeff Van Gundy. And the head coach of the Knicks, Stu Jackson.
Well, no matter what happens tonight or the rest of the season between the Knicks and the Bulls, there will be one single moment that will stand out. You saw it during our open. Trent Tucker's last second game-winning shot. Earlier, John talked about it with Trent. Well, the Knicks have lost 9 straight against the NBA's top teams, and overall against the so-called quality clubs, they are only 6-16. So this is a major test this evening.
And they've had a day off, Marvin, a day to prepare for this game. They should be mentally equipped. They got into a great groove against Miami the other night.
In that ball game, they led by as many as 20. They allowed the Heat to get back into it, then pulled it away with Ewing taking charge in the fourth quarter. Jordan with a nice lead for Grant. So Horace Grant has given the Bulls a 2-0 lead.
Boy, that's a slap in the face transition defense failure by the Knicks. They just glided back.
Jackson guarded by Paxson. Ewing met by Cartwright. Here is Wilkins. Yes. Gerald Wilkins coming off a strong game against Miami on Sunday. 11 for 17, 25 points, 6 assists. Newman broke it up. Pass intended for Pippen. Wilkins wide open. Yes. Knicks 4 and the Bulls 2.
Nice unselfish look to find him by Charles Oakley.
Now Cartwright on his first field goal attempt has tied the game at 4. Well, the difficult assignment of covering Michael Jordan, at least at the start, belongs to Gerald Wilkins. Oakley from way out. That got the crowd buzzing. Wilkins, in your post-game chat the other night in Miami, said he had to pick up defensively. Charles Oakley told him that opponents have been humiliating him. It may have been a little stretch there, but Oakley trying to get his point across. Jordan with his first field goal attempt.
Yes, he did, and he certainly showed a lot of humility by making such a statement.
Ewing. Good play by Ewing to keep it alive. Oakley directing traffic. They double up on Ewing, and it was knocked out of bounds by Jordan. 10 on the shot clock.
Ball isn't moving quickly enough on offense. Knicks are kind of lazily looking for each other instead of zipping that ball. Down
to 6 on the 24, so Ewing from deep. Not the kind of shots you want to see Ewing taking, but he has been hitting them.
It's amazing. The other night in Miami, of his 30 points, 20 of them came from the perimeter.
In that instance, of course, the shot clock running down. Game tied at 6. 3 minutes gone by. Cartwright is fouled by Ewing. And Cartwright will go to the foul line. The officials, George Tolliver, Dick Bavetta, Ron Alesiak. Tolliver making the call. Bill Cartwright returned on Saturday against the Indiana Pacers. 18 minutes, 2 out of 4 for 4 points. He's been out with the back injury. He's had a number of injury problems this season. And this after making it back after missing the 2 full seasons with a broken foot while here in New York.
And it's interesting, of course, a subject of much conversation, how the team has done well without Bill Cartwright in the lineup. But given the choice, no question that the Bulls want him.
Wilkins turning it over off the pressure from Grant and Jordan. The electronic wizard, our producer Howard Singer. Notice Howard more formal these days. That's respect on. Pointing out that there are new nets on the hoops here tonight because after the victory by UConn, Grant off the good setup from Jordan, and the Bulls lead it by the score of 10-6. The University of Connecticut took them down in their celebration after the victory over the Orangemen of Syracuse.
Anything to get a Connecticut promo in there, eh?
Bulls with a 10-6 lead. Good pass from Wilkins, and Oakley cuts it down to a 2-point edge.
Gerald did so well in that department the other night, getting those 6 assists.
Pippen with a nice fake to beat Newman, but forced a bit too far. Jackson pushing it down. Wilkins on the run, and he was blocked off. Gerald comes up hobbling. He was fouled by Jordan, his first, and Wilkins, looking to walk it off, will go to the line.
It's a rare sight to see Gerald Wilkins showing pain. He's always, it seems, ahead of the crowd and so strong and in such incredible shape. But he has shaken it off apparently just as well. Well, back to that point about Cartwright. This team was 9-2 with him out of the lineup. One of the disadvantages when you don't see a team on a regular basis, you just will hear a statistic like that and assume that Cartwright's not valuable. Well, the point is, as John Bach, the assistant coach, was saying, they ran into a point in the schedule where the opponents were having problems themselves, and some of them were soft opponents. Example being Portland comes in without Clyde Drexler. Things like that helped them maintain momentum while Cartwright was out. It reflected really the quality of their opponents.
Paxson. So John Paxson gives the Bulls a 12-9 lead. Yeah, I saw one of the papers ran a stat with Will Perdue starting at center. The Bulls are. I guess it was 9-2. The Will's agent will use that next time his contract comes up. But as you say, there was a reason for that. And with Cartwright sideline, Stacey King saw quite a bit of action, and they went to a different look. 5 on the 24. Wilkins lost it. And it's Pippen ahead of the field. Bulls lead 14-9.
Bulls lead 14-9.
Ball handling by the Knicks is not sharp here in the early moments.
And the Knicks will talk it over.
Timeout, New York.
Timeout called. 7.5 remaining in this first quarter. Well, as you take a look at the complete conference picture as we approach playoff time, if the Knicks win the Atlantic Division, they would then seed number 2 and would play the 7th place team. Should the playoffs begin tomorrow, they would go up against the Indiana Pacers. Detroit, in winning their division, would face Atlanta, and that's even if Chicago has a better record over the regular season. Where that would hurt the Knicks would be if the Knicks and the Bulls would meet in the playoffs down the road. If Chicago had the better record, they then would have home court advantage. Now, the Knicks last season had the home court advantage on the Bulls, and the Bulls were able to break through that and still win the series.
Home court advantage can never be overestimated, the importance of it. When you look at the stronger teams in the league, how effective they are at home, it's unbelievable what an advantage it is to play at home.
Newman. Johnny Newman has turned it up recently. He's averaging 20 points a game over the last 6 at a 7 for 9, 19-point ball game in Miami. Here's Paxson open. Well, Paxson again drills it home. The Bulls 16 and the Knicks 11. Nice lead from Jackson. And Wilkins was fouled.
The message there is at the other end for the Knicks. You cannot leave John Paxson unattended. He's too good a shooter. And they did that. The Knicks, however, responded well by getting that ball up court and getting Gerald Wilkins into stride. Marv, an example of home court advantage. I did my own little home research before. See if this makes sense to you. The 4 leaders in each division of the NBA. In the example, New York in the East with Philadelphia, in the Central, Detroit and Chicago. Their combined home record, those 4 teams, 116 at home. In the West, Utah, San Antonio, and then LA and Portland. Their combined record, 106 and 16. It's unbelievable the advantage the top teams have when you look at their home records this season. It's really a phenomenal edge.
Certainly you want the advantage, but as I mentioned earlier, Knicks had it last year, still lost to the Chicago Bulls. Here's Cartwright getting in, and it's offensive. No, let's see. Basket counts. Goaltending. So Cartwright gets credit for his second field goal.
Well, the beautiful pass by Jordan. I mean, that's just a great pass. The bounce pass, easy to catch for the big man.
Michael Jordan here in the first quarter just looking to distribute the ball. He's taken only 1 shot. Again, it's Wilkins. He has 8 points. The Bulls 18, the Knicks 14.
Michael went for the steal and missed it. Wilkins had an easy shot.
Jordan coming up with 5 steals against Indiana the other night, along with his 45 points. And Pippen was out of bounds as he received that pass.
That's an example where people would say, what a great pass by Jordan. It's only a great pass if it hits the mark properly. It looked good, but it wasn't a good pass, as it turns out. It led the man out.
Newman. And Jordan with the one-hand rebound. Bulls have hit 8 of 9 from the field. Grant off the fake. Bothered by Ewing, so throw it out. Here's Pippen. He got the step from Ewing right there. Newman from Oakley. The Knicks down by 2.
Sure, the Knicks coaching staff was thinking, Charles, give it up before you fluff that ball, but he handled it well.
And Phil Jackson calls for time.
Bush, remember, it makes good sense to drink responsibly. Know when to say when. Well, Patrick Ewing comes over to help out. Mark Jackson, Pippen, tough man to stop. Ewing sends it away. And Charles Oakley, 1 dribble, 2, 3, 4, 5 dribbles before he gives that ball up. Johnny Newman blew by the defense for that jam. Knicks are running better now. And they've come within 2 points of the Bulls, who started quickly.
And both clubs shooting very well here at the start. It is Chicago ball as we resume. The Bulls leading at 18-16. 5.5 remaining first quarter. Cartwright. And it appeared that Ewing got a piece of it. Cartwright with 8 points off to the fast start.
Cartwright doing a lot of pushing with Ewing.
They double up on Ewing. And again, Wilkins open. 3-point attack. And Gerald on fire. He has 11. The Knicks down 20-19. So Gerald Wilkins back in the starting lineup. You recall Trent Tucker started a couple of games, then hurt his foot. Now Trent coming off the bench.
Gerald's last 18 games, Marv, he was 2 for 20 in 3-point shots.
And John Paxson has hit 3 of 3. Bulls 22 and the Knicks 19. Oakley posting Grant. Nice move. And he chips it home. Horace Grant is the man who replaced Charles Oakley in Chicago. Charles has not had many strong games against his former club, and you know he'd love to do it against the Bulls. Paxson on a quick release. Finally missed one. A rare miss for the Bulls, who lead by 1. 4 minutes to go in this first quarter. Newman on a crossover. Oh, what a stupendous move. And it was set up for him. The big men were out high above the foul line to let him operate. But the dribble, a crossover is what made it great. Knicks 23, Bulls 22. Good hustle by Oakley to help out. And gets the 5 from Ewing. Last touch by the Knicks. Bulls will throw in with 9 on the shot clock. Rivetta counting it down. Pippen just did get it in. Ewing batting it away. Knicks on the steal. Bulls able to get back.
Ewing's alone. Can't discover him. There he is.
Cartwright able to deflect it. Jordan Wilkins on the rejection. Got a piece of it. Nice one bounce from Jackson, but Jordan recovered. Oakley. And Jordan on the rebound. Here's Pippen as Ewing gambled. Scottie Pippen will go to the foul line. Oh, good end-to-end basketball here at the Garden. Crowd really into it.
Johnny Newman moments ago goes left and switches over with that beautiful dribble and has no big men to bother him because the Knicks took the defenders away. The other big men did. What a great move by him.
Oakley on the foul. Pippen to the line. Eddie Wilkins and Maurice Cheeks have come on for the first time. Scottie Pippen, the second leading scorer on the Bulls, averaging 16.5 per game. He has really come on, even emerging as a three-point threat during the playoffs last year, and has solidified himself as a clutch performer, as the Knicks can attest to.
He's gone to another level with his play, Marv, and yet they don't feel he is perfect. Not that anyone is, but in checking on the coaching staff's feeling, he has too many turnovers from time to time. In fact, one game this year, he had 12 in a game. He had 7 in a game recently. Feeling is he's trying to play too much like Michael. In fact, some have even come to call him the pretender to the throne.
Whoa, mean. Eddie Wilkins brings it across. And that is called for the travel. It will be Chicago ball. Stu Jackson felt that Wilkins was pushed.
Well, he skipped, no question, by his lonesome.
Another aspect of Pippen's game that the coaching staff would like to see improved is at the foul line, where he's 66%. Stacey King, the rookie from Oklahoma, has come on for the first time, replacing Horace Grant. 5 on the 24. Paxson. Ewing lost it. King gets it back out.
Pippen challenged him for that rebound.
Jordan. Michael Jordan with 4. And the Bulls now lead 25-23. Cheeks beating Paxson. Looked like King got a piece of it. King being pushed off the blocks by Wilkins, and still able to hit.
Most impressive, because what he had to do to get free of the opposition and then make that shot as he's falling away.
He is an inside force, getting the playing time, particularly recently. He's averaging 8 points per game. Wilkins. And rebounded by King. Bulls by 4 as we come up on 1 minute left, first quarter. Cartwright with the fake, and then the travel. Basket won't count.
Patrick Ewing escaped embarrassment because he was taken right out of the play with the head fake by Big Bill. an easy layup, but they got Bill on the infraction.
Greg Hodges has checked in for the first time. John Paxson was sitting down. It's Hodges on Cheeks. Ewing, rebounded by Jordan. Ewing 1 for 4 from the field.
Boy, when Oakley's out of the lineup, the offensive rebounding power just isn't the same.
And Wilkins with Jordan back goes right at him.
You know he wasn't going to hold back. He couldn't resist the sight of Michael in front of him. What a personal challenge that was, and he succeeded.
13 for Wilkins. And the Bulls call a 20-second timeout with 30 seconds remaining in this first quarter.
Jordan off that nice pick from Cartwright. Odd that he missed that. I'm sure he felt the same. And Gerald sees Michael in front of him. And what a beautiful change of direction moves. He went to the basket. With all the talk about Kiki Vandeweghe returning the other night, Marv, in Miami, naturally the headlines went in that direction, and of course the fine cohesive team play the Knicks had that night. But somehow lost in the reporting, I felt, was the great game Gerald Wilkins had. He rose above the crowd in that game, not only offensively, where he was great with 25 for him, he had a big night, but his all-around play, particularly the defense, which he cited, which got him on track.
Are you criticizing the reporting skills of the press? Is that what you're saying, John? The lead was incorrect?
I think they missed it.
Ewing on the reject. Wilkins dribbling in traffic, very fortunate to hang on. And the Knicks hear it from the crowd as we come up to 10 seconds to go in the quarter. Bulls lead by 2. Cheeks. Yes. Game is tied. 27. Will Perdue just came on, inbounding, and Jordan beat Newman, who gambled.
Made a bad play. I'll say it quietly because he's standing right in front of him.
Yes. Final seconds. Here's Cheeks firing away, and that's the end of the first. The Bulls with a 29-27 lead. We'll be back in a moment. By the score of 29-27.
Well, there's Michael Jordan's main man, Spike Lee, a most successful movie maker these days. And Michael, when Johnny Newman could not get that steal, just soared in for one of his more humble jams. Michael doing less of that these days to save the energy level that is needed so much for the Bulls games. Michael is still, however, playing 39 minutes a game to lead his team.
And Jordan 3 for 5 from the field in the first quarter, has 6 points. Gerald Wilkins, the high man, with 13. Crowd reacts as Kiki Vandeweghe steps on the Garden floor for the first time this season. He was activated Saturday night in a surprise prior to the Knick net game, and then did play against Miami, made his 89-90 season debut, played 13 minutes, 7 points, a couple of assists, and looked good. Although shot 1 for 6, that was not the story. Cheeks on the block of Hodges, and Wilkins gets it down. Game is tied, 29.
Assist Eddie Wilkins. That reminds me, last time they were here, Eddie Wilkins picked up his first assist of the season after over 400 minutes of play. And he got another one.
Stacey King very active. Perdue on the tip ball. Will Perdue has been getting the playing time this season. Last year considered a project after he was drafted on the first round from Vanderbilt. Here is Wilkins. Pippen lost it. And we get a whistle. Foul call on Eddie Wilkins. And now a man very familiar to Chicago Bulls fans and their players, Trent Tucker. Come on for the first time, as has Stuart Gray.
An unusual front line here. Stu Jackson is really playing around a bit.
Jordan changed his mind and fed Pippen. Michael Jordan suspending and then throwing to his right to Pippen. Cheeks looked to catch the Bulls napping. And that changed his mind. Vandeweghe on a quick release. Yes.
Are you kidding me?
Vandeweghe able to hit from the corner, and the Bulls lead 33-31.
That ball wasn't in his hands a second, and it was gone.
He has the terrific quick release and that first step that is very difficult to guard against. King on a turnaround. Wilkins with the rebound. And here's Cheeks beating Pippen. Pippen able to recover. Cheeks, he's looking to shoot the ball. Something you don't see often with Maurice Cheeks. I know the coaches want him to shoot more, and he is definitely looking for the shot here tonight.
Looks faster tonight than he has lately. Hey, he hasn't been sparkling in the last game or so. There have been games he hasn't done much, and that might be bugging him.
Purdue. Basket counts and a foul. Foul called on Vandeweghe.
We have to remember that Cheeks is used to playing 35 minutes a game. Take a look at Big Will Purdue on this move. Nice adjustment by him. Maurice Cheeks, last time the Knicks had the ball, kept going. He wasn't waiting to set people up. He was working on Maurice Cheeks right now. Nice change of direction, dribble, change of pace. But playing the limited minutes he has been playing now, he's got to adjust, do some adjusting in his own game. So now it looks like he might want to start faster than he's used to doing when he's normally playing the 35 minutes.
Cheeks with a nice feed. Wilkins hits. And the foul. Eddie Wilkins, a major contributor here. And the Bulls lead by 1, but Wilkins will go to the line.
Well, this is the man who created the situation, though. Maurice Cheeks once again penetrating. Major problem for the Bulls right now is to deal with this guy.
King on the foul. Phil Jackson just inserted. The rookie from Iowa, B.J. Armstrong, one of 3 first-round draft picks for Chicago. Will Purdue on the rebound. Bulls by 1 with 2.5 gone by in the second.
An obvious move by Phil to get young legs in there to deal with Maurice Cheeks.
Hodges and Armstrong now at the guards. Hodges fouled by Tucker. So Craig Hodges will go to the line. The Knicks now with Stuart Gray, Kiki Vandeweghe, and Eddie Wilkins up front. Maurice Cheeks and Trent Tucker in the backcourt.
Boy, if you were a loyal Knicks fan and you happen to be on a 2-week vacation, came back tonight to this game, take a look at that front line you just mentioned, Marv, and say, what have I been missing? Wait, Vandeweghe's playing? Stuart Gray, where'd he come from? And Ewing is not in trouble, and Eddie Lee is out there spelling him.
Ewing got off to a slow start, 1 for 4 from the field, while Cartwright with 8 points in the first quarter. Bulls 38, Knicks 35. Pressure from Chicago. They doubled up on Tucker. Not the man you want handling the ball. Eddie Wilkins did draw the foul. That's the 13th foul. Pippen picking up his first. The Knicks coming at 39-22. Game and a half in front of the Philadelphia 76ers. They won their last 2 over the Nets and Miami. But this is a ball game they want. Trent Tucker cuts it down to 1. The Knicks want to show themselves that they can beat one of the better clubs in the league. Purdue lost the handle. Purdue on the follow. And he was fouled by Gray. Will Purdue is now 3 for 4 from the field. He came in hitting 12 of his last 18 over the last 4 games.
Nice second effort by Purdue. Shot with the left on one side, on the left side, then came around and used the right hand.
Purdue also comes off a career high at 14 points Saturday against Indiana.
Well, that's one guy you don't want to kick you. Might wonder why.
Off the nice pass, we get the call for the offensive foul. It is on Vandeweghe. He was pushing out. Tell us, why would you not want Will Purdue kicking you, John?
Well, after we see Kiki on a beautiful handoff, left-handed no less, because he's got a size 21 shoe and a lot of A's after the 21, which means he has a very long, thin foot. Go right through you.
Biggest foot since Bob Lanier.
But real thin.
What to do? Firing one up. It will be Bulls ball. .8:24 remaining in this first half. The Knicks trail by 3. This is B.J. Armstrong, guarded by Maurice Cheeks. Purdue. Armstrong. Nicely done. Bulls by 5. 42-37. Charles Oakley is back, so it is Oakley up front now with Eddie Wilkins and Kiki Vandeweghe. Tucker off the dribble. Well, Trent with a second field goal. Cheeks back to pick it off. Knicks down by 3, 42-39. And Cheeks puts the move on. Nice feed. Eddie Wilkins from Maurice Cheeks. The Bulls by 1.
Looking at Armstrong reminds me of a young, tiny Archibald. He's only 22 years old. He's 23 in a few months.
Nice return from Armstrong. Wilkins on the rejection. And Eddie Wilkins hearing it from the crowd. The chant of Eddie. Eddie.
20 yards to the 23 Patrick
Ewing now replacing Wilkins, who gets a big hand.
Number 54, Horace Grant, number 24.
Now substitutions for Chicago.
Stacey King.
Bill Cartwright, Horace Grant checked in, 9 on the shot clock for the Bulls. Pippen will put it in play.
Nothing turns on fans like block shots and defense. The offense doesn't get the reaction that block shots does.
One on the shot clock, 24-second violation. So the Knicks get it back. 7 minutes to go. First half. Bulls by 1. It's been a spirited first half, and the crowd is really into it.
Long rest for Jordan, it seems, and they've been off since Saturday.
And away. Stopped by Pippen, and he's fouled.
He took a 4 count.
Timeout, New York.
Knicks call for time. When we come back, it'll be Kiki Vandeweghe to the foul line.
The second and the team's third.
Vandeweghe without the ball, most dangerous in that situation. And he got to position, finally got the ball. Charles Oakley picked him out, then he got mugged through the foul.
Pippen committing his second. Vandeweghe was 5 for 6 from the free throw line on Sunday night. Interesting job with the addition of Vandeweghe and Cheeks. Now the Knicks, who have had their ups and downs in the foul shooting department, suddenly have 2 of the better free throw shooters, particularly when it comes down to final minutes of a ball game. Knicks take a 1-point lead, 43-42. Paxson is back in, guarded by Cheeks. Cheeks getting lots of playing time. Here's Grant, caught right. Tucker knocked it away. The save by Oakley, but Jordan, who just checked in, is right there, looking to put a move on Cheeks. Here's King. Got it high off glass to avoid Patrick Ewing. And the Bulls lead by 1. Stacey King with his second field goal. He has 4. 6 minutes to go in this first half. Marv Albert, John Andres, Al Troutwig, and Earl the Pearl Monroe subbing for Walt Clyde Frazier tonight. Here's Tucker with a 3-point attempt. Paxson on the rebound.
When Oakley visited the Chicago Bulls bench moments ago when he saved that ball, shook up a few of the coaches. I think he might have meant it.
Cheeks and Jordan on the rebound. Michael Jordan not looking for his shots.
He's thinking pass in the first half.
Now fires.
He was till that moment.
Yes. A three-pointer for Jordan. 9 points. He's hit 4 of 6. Bulls by 4. 47-43. Steve Jackson getting set to make some wholesale changes. Ewing. Yes. Almost the same spot he hit from in the first quarter. Only a second field goal. The Bulls have a 2-point lead. I mentioned Walt Frazier, who is sitting it out tonight with Earl Monroe taking his place. And I looked over at the Chicago bench and I see assistant coach Jim Clemens. What a move by Jordan! And he drew the foul. Ewing did not like the call. Here come Jackson, Wilkins, and Newman. And for Ewing, his second foul. That'll put going up the line. The hand for Maurice Cheeks, who played well. Here's that move.
I think it's tough to guard this guy. Look at Tucker's right on him. Crossover. He splits the two guys. Two men come out to try and converge on him. Oakley did, and Jordan found a way out.
John, how are the lives of, as you see Scottie Pippen check in, Jim Clemens and Walt Frazier connected? The relatives? You're right. You're unbelievable. No. That was the trade when Clyde was sent to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
That's connection.
Now, this is just an illustration that we are not rehearsed. I would never want to embarrass these men. You know that. Clemens came to the Knicks for Walt Frazier.
I'll shake it off. Forget it. I'll never bring it up again.
Clemens, a one-time teammate of Phil Jackson on the 77-78 Knicks. And that's the connection there. So Jim on the bench along with Johnny Bach, your one-time coach with the Fordham Rams.
Right. My inspiration.
Yes. And Cartwright called for the offensive foul. Ewing took the elbow. That's 2 on Cartwright.
Cartwright plays with vigor here at Madison Square Garden when he's wearing the opposing shirt. Cartwright is also very clumsy in his offensive moves. It's very difficult to deal with.
And there is Jim Clemens with Johnny Bach to the left. Johnny Bach looks younger every year. Unbelievable.
Fine role model, Marv.
Ewing. And I know you needed role models.
Don't we all?
Here's Paxson. 3:45 remaining in this first half. Bulls with a 4-point lead. Ewing putting the spin on, did not have the shot. Wilkins pushed by Paxson. Gerald Wilkins will go to the line. Paxson called for his first. Gerald is 2 for 4 from the line. He is the high point man with 13.
2 shots.
Gerald averaging 14 per game, but has picked up the pace recently, as has Johnny Newman.
Yes, Gerald has 3 straight 20-plus games. And while doing that, he's also making 64% of his shots in that period.
Bulls 49 and the Knicks 47. Both clubs are back to their starting lineups. They double up on Jordan. Ewing jumping out. Jordan again with a 3-point attempt. Oakley off the boards and threw it away. He thought he was hit from behind. Paxson. And last touch by the Knicks. Phil Jackson, first year as head coach, taking over for Doug Collins. Had a nice hand during the introductions. Spent 13 years in the NBA, 11 with the Knicks. Oh, nice pass from Jordan. But Grant could not complete it. 2-point Chicago lead. Ewing and Cartwright banging each other. 10 on the shot clock. Here's Ewing with the good move. And the game is tied at 49.
Well, Bill can't match him in speed.
Scottie Pippen beating the Knicks on the transition.
So discouraging. And the Knicks have to work hard for a basket and then give one up when they lapse getting back.
Wilkins And Dick Bavetta called the charge. Offensive foul for Gerald, his first. And the Bulls call for time. 2:25 remaining. First half.
Of the Knicks, his first personal.
Fast action the last couple of times. Ewing isolated with Cartwright. Takes Bill away from the basket. Bill can't keep up with him. Then the Bulls rush the ball up court. Paxson finds Pippen, who has the running skills, as good as any forward, and he just takes off for an apparently easy hoop for him.
Well, the Knicks congratulating each other on that previous basket, not paying attention to the Bulls breaking down. Down at 2:25 remaining first half. Michael Jordan, 4 for 7 for his 11 points. Has already collected 5 assists, 5 rebounds.
Well, he averages over 6 a game, so he probably wants to get the assist portion of the evening over with and then concentrate on the scoring in the second half.
Departmentalizing. Bulls have led by as many as 6. Close game throughout. And that was in the first quarter at an 18-12 advantage. Right now, 2-point lead for Chicago. Nice pass from Jordan, but the rejection again withheld an assist. Harold Wilkins ties the game at 51, and Wilkins has 17.
What a blur he was on that move.
Paxson hit his first 3 shots. He's missed his last 5. Picked up on a switch by Oakley and throws it away. It's a 3-on-1. Ewing. Knicks take a 53-51 lead.
Great team defense. 2 men converging on the ball, forcing that turnover.
Jordan stopped by Wilkins. On the 24, Pippen has the shot. It's a 3-pointer. Scottie Pippen has given Chicago a 54-53 lead. It has been a splendid first half. 1 minute remaining. Ewing, and he will go to the line.
Bulls foul is on Will Perdue.
Will Perdue.
That's his first personal.
Call for the foul, his first.
Patrick Ewing at the line.
Patrick Ewing, a major factor here defensively as he picks that pass out of the air, gets it to the main man in the middle, Jackson, and then Ewing continues and gets the reward for his fine defensive play.
Ewing hit the first. He has 9 points. Knicks by 1. 55, 54, 55 seconds left in the half. Respect coming up at the MSG Sports Desk. Jordan tried to get tricky, went behind the back, but last touch by the Knicks. (15 on the 24). Pippen stopped by Newman. Paxson. And the Bulls take a 1-point lead. Wilkins able to get to it. Gives it to Ewing. Nice pass for Newman. And he blew the stuff. John?
Well, that happens a lot with Johnny Newman. But it has been overshadowed, that part of his game, by his all-around fine play lately.
And Jordan playing the clock. 5 on the shot clock. 12 remaining in the half. And Michael Jordan has given the Bulls a 58-55 lead.
Choose your poison. Anyone will take the long jump shot.
20-second timeout called by the Knicks. With 8 4/10 seconds.
Dick Barnett's got his one-liners and his speech well prepared, and it was tough for Red to follow that. Red, a man of a few words, but he did.
And a man who played for Red Holzman, Phil Jackson, handling the Chicago Bulls. Pressure on Mark Jackson. He lost it. Grant for Jordan. with 3 seconds remaining in the half. Good pressure by the Bulls to steal it. 5-point Chicago lead. And here's Ewing getting it off. Would not have counted. At halftime, the Chicago Bulls lead the New York Knicks 60-55.
This is why the Bulls play before packed houses, as Jackson turns into the defense. Nice play by Grant. And then the main man here goes airborne and rewards the fans for coming.
So at the half, the Bulls have a 5-point lead.
In a first half that had everyone at Madison Square Garden very much involved, the Bulls lead the New York Garden, where the Chicago Bulls in an entertaining first half out in front of the Knicks 60-55 with a last-second hoop that really turned the score around to be a lot more than it was. It was a tight first half. Now the leading scorers are brought to you by your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealers. Michael Jordan with understated elegance in the first half, 6 for 9, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, an all-around smooth game, but not outstanding. 15 points. Scottie Pippen had 10 points, 4 of 7 from the floor. Cartwright with 8, but those were all quick off the outset of the game. As for the Knicks, Gerald Wilkins doing it again. 17 points on 6 of 8 shooting and playing good defense on Jordan. Ewing with 10, 8 in the second quarter. Cheeks off the bench, another fine effort. Ball movement superb.
Yes, he came in at an accelerated pace. Cheeks, everyone knows, runs very well, but here he started looking for his own moves and added a lot of momentum to the Knicks at this particular point when he came in.
Cheeks with 6 points. Now as for the Knicks moving up the floor at a more rapid pace than we're used to seeing, that was on many occasions. This time we'll see it cued by a Ewing block.
Well, Patrick Ewing, always a defensive force in the middle. And Patrick here tonight, I think Michael Jordan's presence always makes Patrick a little sharper, and he certainly was here with that block. And then Jackson passing the ball to Michael Jordan Jr. here tonight, Gerald Wilkins.
He has been fun to watch. Now Sunday night, Gerald Wilkins told you defense cues his offense. So is true for the entire team.
Yes, no question about it. The Knicks had many moments where their defense was excellent. Here the two of them converge on John Paxson. Ewing so quick. I mean, here's a 7-footer filling that hole, getting that ball. Everything worked out well. And Jackson sensed Ewing behind him. Patrick running the court well, and you always want to give that ball back to the big man when he works so hard on defense.
Early candidate for dunk of the game with about 8 seconds left. Stu Jackson called timeout. Bulls lead by 3. Here's what happened.
Well, good team defense by the Bulls. Grant turned right into Jackson, who did not see him coming, gives it off to Michael Jordan, and he puts his own personal stamp on the first half effort of the Bulls.
Using John's tickets, as I mentioned earlier, in the field goal department, both clubs shooting exceptionally well. Gerald Wilkins 6 for 8 from the floor. Michael Jordan 6 for 9. And the Bulls have had the edge off the board. Jordan leading Chicago with 5.
So he leads his team in scoring at the half, in assists at the half, and in rebounding at the half.
And a well-balanced game for Michael Jordan with the 5 assists and 5 rebounds. The Bulls by 5. It has been close throughout. At one point, Bulls led by as many as 6. Here is Jordan getting the second half underway. So this the biggest lead of the night. Bulls 62 and the Knicks 55. At the half, Cleveland in front of Philadelphia 63-47. Sixers trail the Knicks by a game and a half. Pretty move by Johnny Newman. 76ers have lost their last 2. Cleveland Cavaliers trying to turn it around. They stopped the losing streak by beating Milwaukee the other night. Pippen wide open.
Scottie Pippen.
Chicago 64, the Knicks 57. The Knicks open up with Mark Jackson, Gerald Wilkins in the backcourt, Patrick Ewing, Johnny Newman, Charles Oakley up front. Ewing getting position.
Patrick Ewing.
12 points for Ewing.
Ewing didn't force his way in, possibly committing an offensive foul. Adjusted well to Cartwright's good defense.
Pippen with a three-point attempt. Able to save. No, he stepped out. So it will be Nick Ball. High point man of the game, Gerald Wilkins with 17. Michael Jordan now has 17. Jackson backing Paxson. Cartwright ready to help out. And Jackson gets it back out. Here's Wilkins. Yes, and Pippen got a piece of it. The Bulls by 3.
Wilkins is responding to Jordan's presence the best way, and that is by keeping him busy on defense. Gerald's doing a big job offensively.
And Grant had it deflected with the shot clock running down. Ewing. It is down to a 1-point Chicago lead. Cartwright at the room. Bill Cartwright has 10. Knicks get down in a hurry. Wilkins with a gorgeous move.
Charles Oakley picked him out.
Well, Phil Jackson is very upset with his club. Did not like the fact that the Bulls did not get back.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to announce the winner of tonight's Cherry.
Score doesn't mean you don't have to tell your teammates you're free and you want the basketball. Ewing missed the first time around. His teammates still haven't found him. Finally, Mark Jackson, after that spinning move, finds him, and Ewing shows he's ready for that ball when he gets it.
The Knicks with an 8-2 run to cut into that Chicago 7-point lead. Phil Jackson was very upset during the timeout, particularly in that his club did not get back a moment ago. Grant, not the kind of shot they want to see him pumping up. The Knicks, on the other hand, have hit 5 for 5 from the field in this third quarter. They are within 1. Newman to the reverse. Oakley on the rebound. Jackson. And for Mark Jackson, his first shot attempt, and he's able to hit.
Yes, in 14 minutes of the first half, Mark did not take a shot.
The Knicks 67, the Bulls 66. 3.5 gone by in the third. Newman now on Jordan, who pops. Oh, what a beautiful stroke. Michael Jordan, 8 for 11, 19 points. And the Bulls take a 1-point lead. Pippen challenging that entry pass.
He liked it out. I didn't have a chance to comment on it, but the play that the Knicks got the basket on last time, set up by Oakley, what a tremendous play he made in saving that ball, finding the open man outside and getting it to him.
Ewing. Jordan comes flying away with it.
He's wide open. His teammates missed him.
And Jordan looking for the steal, deflected it out.
I wish people across America who follow Jordan in the NBA could see him tonight before the game outside the Bulls locker room with a lineup of young people handling them one at a time, signing autographs. Obviously, they were in the know because they could get that close. Couldn't have been friendlier or nicer. Always the same.
Jackson try to hit Wilkins. It will be Chicago ball. Gerald Wilkins 8 for 10 from the field, 21 points in all. He is the high man. Jackson with the pressure, then drops off. Bulls with the ball and a 1-point lead. Third meeting of the season between these two clubs. They split the first two. Bulls winning in Chicago, the Knicks winning here on that last tenth of a second bucket by Trent Tucker. Well, Paxson back on target. He has 10. The Bulls 70 and the Knicks 67.
That's Paxson's special gift, that ability to shoot that quick jump shot. He's so good at it, so valuable.
Cartwright able to chase it down. Cartwright with lots of room, not looking for the shot. Jordan on a stutter step, played very well by Wilkins. Grant, again a bad shot by Grant, and it will be Nick Ball. He's upset with himself.
The range wasn't that bad, but Ewing came out on him, scared him, and made the shot look awful.
There is Horace Grant in his third season out of Clemson. Again, Cartwright and Ewing battling. Off the pressure, traveling violation is called, and Scottie Pippen forced Ewing into the turnover.
Bulls, when they are able to do it selectively, double and triple teaming Ewing, are having some good fortune. But Patrick has gotten so effective at finding the open man, you've got to be careful when you do it to him.
Grant feeding Cartwright. Ewing on the rebound. Bulls getting back very quickly. And Cartwright gets to it off the turnover.
Grant, with the alert hands, deflected that pass.
Here's Cartwright getting inside. He was met by Jackson on a switch.
Two easy scoring opportunities for Cartwright were missed.
Jordan with a terrific defensive play to strip Wilkins. Oh, look out. Oh, he took a shot.
How could there not be a whistle? Oh, there is.
Offensive foul on Cartwright. That's his third foul.
If Bill had two scoring opportunities underneath, he was very frustrated, decided, I'm going to that basket no matter who's in my way. At the other end, Gerald Wilkins thought he had it made with John Paxson, but Jordan, as he often does, leaves and helps out.
Timeout called. We'll be back at the Garden in a moment. Over the country, and Warren will be a guest along with Stacey King of the Bulls, Fordham basketball coach Nick McCartchuk, and Jim Nance of CBS Sports. Here is Oakley as we resume, and the Bulls now lead at 70-69 with just under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Maurice Cheeks is back in for the Knicks, played very well in the first half. Jordan on a fadeaway. Michael Jordan has 21. Bulls 72. The Knicks 69.
He had a little follow-through message for Mr. Silas and Grunfeld after that, too. A lot of smiles over there.
Ewing, yes. Patrick Ewing now 7 for 12. He has 16 points. Bulls 72, Knicks 71. 4:15 left in the third. Oakley off the steal from Cheeks. Wilkins for Newman. The Knicks take a 1-point lead.
That was Maurice Cheeks, as you mentioned, Marv, with his quick hands.
Cheeks on Paxson. Cheeks shut Paxson down when he came on in the first half. After Paxson got off to the good start, Jordan fouled. Beautiful spin move to shake loose. And Michael Jordan will go to the line. Ewing called for his third foul.
The job for Gerald Wilkins is to try and keep the ball out of the hands of Jordan. And he's doing a good job now. You can see how physical he's playing, but the Bulls find him. And Jordan finds a way around Gerald Wilkins, as he does everyone else on this planet.
Michael Jordan averaging 33.4 per ball game. He has led the NBA in scoring the past 3 years and is headed for 4 in a row.
The Knicks have an advantage in the speed department in 2 matchups. Certainly Cheeks and Paxson favoring the Knicks, and Ewing and Cartwright, who played 16 minutes in the first half. He should be tired. He's really not in shape. So it'll be good for the Knicks if they can get Ewing in an up and down kind of tempo.
Yes, Cartwright coming off the back injury, sat out 5 games, made his return Saturday night against the Pacers. Beautiful crossover by Wilkins. What a move! The Knicks by 1, 75-74. Jordan with a 3-point attempt, and Cartwright gets to it. Stacey King is back for the Bulls, replacing Horace Grant. Pippen up front with Cartwright and King. Jordan and Paxson at the guards. Now down to 8 on the shot clock. Down to 2. Pippen. And he was challenged by Newman. So Scottie Pippen hitting another 3-pointer, his second of the night. The Bulls lead by 2. Newman able to save it. Wilkins from 3. The Knicks take a 1-point lead.
Well, Wilkins is magnificent tonight. He's feeling that touch.
26 for Gerald Wilkins. Paxson off the weave. Here's Cartwright. Oakley able to get to it. 12 rebounds for Oakley. Just under 2 minutes left in the third. Newman with Pippen. Cut off. Able to find Ewing. Scottie Pippen ran into a pick.
That was so pretty. If there was a timeout now, Newman's teammates would be lifting him up, I think. That was so beautiful.
Jordan tripped up by Oakley. That's the second on Oakley.
And the Knicks first in the last 2. For the Bulls, number 32, Will Perdue replaces Bill Cartwright.
Well, King has one hand up, but Oakley still got the pass through. Johnny Newman found him on a gorgeous handoff.
It will be Chicago ball, deflected out by the Knicks. Eddie Wilkins back in, replacing Charles Oakley, who has come through with a strong game, although not seen in the scoring column. Paxson. That's a 3-pointer for Paxson. He now has 13. And the game is tied at 80 with 1:15 remaining in the third. Perdue now on Ewing. Loose ball foul. And it's called. Let's see. It's on Eddie Wilkins.
The Knicks foul is charged with
Confusion there between the officials. And the confusion continues. And Dick Bavetta wants a conference. It is against the Knicks, who are now over the limit. So King will go to the line.
The official did not make the call clear. And, of course, the Knicks, the home team, made an assumption. And the fans picked right up on it.
And Stu Jackson with some questions as Will Perdue goes to the line, not Stacey King. So another change. Perdue is a 65% free throw shooter. Bulls 82, the Knicks 80. Just under a minute to go, third quarter. Foul on Perdue. That's a non-shooting foul.
That's his second personal, and the Bulls
Don't feel bad, Will. It's tough guarding Ewing. he was in pain.
Ewing. Yes. He wants the ball against Will Perdue. 20 points for Ewing. Game tied. 82.
Eddie Wilkins is having a very difficult time dealing with the speed of Stacey King. So what he's doing is leaning all over him and in effect going along for the ride.
And Eddie Wilkins called for his third. Now Ewing will get a rest, replaced by Stuart Gray. Stuart Gray played 3 minutes in the first half. Stacey King, 69% free throw shooter. He's given the Bulls a 1-point lead. Stacey King, a first-round draft pick, number 6 overall. His stock did drop a bit because of some inconsistency in the various tryout camps. As a senior at Oklahoma with 26 points, 10 rebounds. Bulls have liked what they have seen. Knicks turn it over, and the Bulls do the same. Michael Jordan with a rare miscue.
The King stumbled.
32 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Knicks trail by 2. Ten on the shot clock. Newman with the air ball and a foul call.
Big stars of Johnny Newman.
Foul on Newman.
That's his first.
And with the Knicks over the limit, once again, Will Perdue will go to the foul line. He is 3 for 4 from the line.
Will Perdue in the Bulls' last game Saturday against Indiana had his career high of 14 points. 8 of those points came from the foul line.
Jordan will get a rest. Craig Hodges comes on. Here's Kiki Vandeweghe making his first appearance of the second half. 7 minutes in the first half. It is only shot attempt. Dick Pavetta saying that one of the Bulls stepped in.
Shooter violation, the Knicks going back.
So it will be Nick Ball. 9 4/10 seconds left, third quarter. Bulls 84 and the Knicks 82. Michael Jordan sitting down with 23 points. Here comes Wilkins. Feeding Vandeweghe. Oh, what a play. Pippen on the block. And that is the end of the third quarter. Scottie Pippen with the rejection of Kiki Vandeweghe after 3 here at the Garden. Bulls 84, the Knicks 82. Robert Parrish sidelined by injury. There's Michael Jordan sitting down. Michael Jordan with an excellent all-around game. 23 points, 9 for 13 from the field, piling up the assists and the rebounds. The Bulls with Paxson and Hodges at the guards. Perdue with King and Pippen up front. While the Knicks stay with Maurice Cheeks, who has been getting the playing time tonight. Cheeks and Tucker in the backcourt. Eddie Wilkins, Kiki Vandeweghe, Charles Oakley up front. Fourth quarter is underway. Bulls lead by 2. Wilkins rejected by Pippen. Pippen with consecutive blocks. That's how we enter the third quarter. Here's Tucker. And Pippen gets to it. Paxson regrouping and directing. It is Oakley guarding Perdue. King being handled by Wilkins. Paxson shooting. Vandeweghe from three-point land. Paxson accelerates. Oh, what a shot high off glass by John Paxson to give the Bulls an 86. 82 lead. Paxson has 15.
Many of his shots have been most timely.
Vandeweghe on the fake, and he was hit.
No basket.
So Kiki going to his left.
Foul charged to Scottie Pippen.
Foul by Pippen.
That's his third in the team.
John Paxson a moment ago going left hand. Hey, that was Maurice Cheeks he dealt with quite nicely.
It'll be Nick Ball with Pippen knocking it out of bounds. That foul by Pippen, his third. Cartwright has 3. For the Knicks, 3 on Ewing and 3 on Eddie Wilkins. Oakley with a good pass for Vandeweghe that counts and a foul.
Charles Oakley has picked up on the moves of Kiki Vandeweghe since Miami the other night. He has been an excellent feeder to Vandeweghe in the few moments we've seen Kiki in action this year.
3-point play for Vandeweghe, and Oakley has 8 assists along with 13 rebounds against his former club. Bulls by 1. 86-85, minute and a half gone by in the fourth. Pippen. Vandeweghe got picked off, and the Bulls lead at 88-85.
Pippen's moves are so fluid.
Vandeweghe on the fake, and he is rejected.
Nice job by Purdue on that rejection.
Hodges with a 3, and the Bulls take a 6-point lead. Greg Hodges, a 3-point specialist. Tucker, yes, and it counts. Hodges on the foul. And when you see Craig Hodges foul Trent Tucker, you have to think back to what took place in that final game of the season for the Knicks last year in Chicago when they were eliminated by the Bulls. But down the stretch, Tucker throwing up a 3, and Hodges fouled him for an incredible 4-point play.
That was also Trent Tucker's 3rd jump shot tonight off the dribble. A move that happened rarely, if it ever happened before, until this season. It's amazing to see him execute 3 of them tonight.
Trent coming back from the tendonitis problem in his foot. Now with 7 points. Bulls by 3, 91-88. You just saw Patrick Ewing return. Michael Jordan also back in business.
Boy, when you're isolated, no one's around, you're in big trouble.
Bulls 93, Knicks 88. Tucker, yes. That's a 2-point shot.
That was a 2-point goal.
And the Bulls lead by 3. And Phil Jackson is upset again. Oh, he took a long walk. Did not like the fact that Tucker had that much room. 3 minutes gone by in the fourth. Timeout call. Along with Woody Allen. There's Woody in the crowd, although we see Woody on a regular basis here at the Garden. Susan Sarandon, Bernadette Peters, a slew of celebrities. They're in the capacity crowd at the Garden.
Also, a lot of big hitters here, Marv, who no one knows.
Bulls keeping it alive effectively. And last touch by Tucker. 8:50 to go. In this fourth quarter, the Bulls with the ball. They lead it 93-90. It has been close throughout. The game has been tied 11 times. We've had 18 lead changes. Nice inbounds for Purdue. And the foul call. Will Purdue will go to the line once again. Oakley called for the foul his 3rd.
2 shots.
I joshed about Purdue, but meanwhile he has been very effective, particularly with Cartwright now being spotted. You mentioned the fact that he had received quite a bit of playing time for a man who's been sidelined as frequently as he has in recent weeks, and Purdue has come off the bench to hit for 11. Bulls by 5, 95-90. The other interesting aspect of the game here tonight as Ewing is hit is the fact that Stu Jackson has been staying with Maurice Cheeks over Mark Jackson. And you wonder where this will lead in terms of running the Knicks backcourt. There's Mark.
It has been about 10 minutes, consecutive minutes. Cheeks has been out on the floor.
Same thing occurred in the first half, although Mark, I thought, played well in the first quarter. Then Cheeks played exceptionally well. Ewing will go to the line. He was pushed.
First foul is on Will Purdue.
Hit by Purdue. That's 3 on Purdue.
It is most unusual, though, for Mark Jackson to be on the floor as he was for 14 minutes in the first half and not take a shot. That's a bit of an overreaction to unselfish leadership play that he wants to provide this team, and which he has for the most part been doing in recent games. And son of a gun, there he comes. Oh,
and you hear the reaction from the crowd.
That's unwarranted based on tonight.
And he has played well recently. Bulls by 3, 95-92. Jordan on the swing away move. Ewing altered it. Jordan blocked by Ewing. And it will be Chicago ball. And here is Mark Jackson replacing Maurice Cheeks.
Well, Michael Jordan took on the whole Knicks team. Missed his shot, then went in and got it again, but Patrick Ewing sent it back.
Ewing has 5 blocked shots. Gerald Wilkins also returned. And Wilkins on Jordan. Here is Grant. And Purdue keeps it alive.
Well, it fell into his hands. Somebody better get behind Gerald.
And pass from Jordan. Oakley open, and then King able to recover. Ewing trying to return to a wide open Oakley. And a good play by Jackson. He ties up Grant.
Patrick Ewing did not respect the 7-foot Purdue to have such a presence. Patrick kind of presents it there. No fake, no warning, and Purdue just pulls it right out.
Dick Pavetta awarding the ball to Chicago. Someone stepped in too soon. In fact, it was Jackson who anticipated. And Grant will throw it in. It's been a long night for Horace Grant. 2 for 8 from the field. Bulls lead by 3. 7:15 heading into the game. Jordan on the pull-up and hit by Wilkins. So Gerald Wilkins called for his second. Michael Jordan to the line.
Well, did he get a superstar call here? That's the way the reactions are. Oh, my goodness. There is the foul.
Jordan is 4 for 4 from the foul line. 26 points, along with 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Chicago Bulls coming at 39-21. They have won 9 of the last 10. 7 games behind Detroit. Pistons have won 8 in a row, and the Pistons have won 21 of their last 22. They are not scheduled tonight.
Well, the Bulls enjoy a 1/2 game advantage over the Knicks, and that's in many ways the significance of this game.
On the back tap, Purdue stopped by Jackson. Ewing from Jackson. Oh, that's a big play by Mark Jackson. Oh, and Ewing looked to go at Purdue, and he's being held aside by the smallish Dick Pavetta. Don't mess with Dick.
He got physical with Ewing, shoved him out of the way. But you're right, Mark. That was a gigantic play by Jackson, out leaping the taller Bulls player.
And then setting up Ewing with the nice pass. Bulls by 3, 97-94. Handaway jumping out of Jordan. 5 on the shot clock. Good defense by the Knicks. Little too physical, though, by Oakley. No question about it. And he's called for the foul. That's 4 on Charles.
That's his point. And the
well, at the other end, Jackson to Ewing.
Who
makes a fancy move underneath the basket. And then they get tangled, and Purdue tries to get away, and there's words. And that's all it was. The big man sport. The big guys got tangled up.
Dick Pavetta doing his Arthur Mercanti impersonation. 6:20 left in the game. Bill Cartwright has returned. Craig Hodges is back. Bulls by 3. Here's Grant. And he finally hits one from outside. Bulls 99. Knicks 94.
You enjoying the game, Ron?
This the most enjoyable game of the season, I'd have to say, John. You agree? Nice crossover move, and then Wilkins with the piggyback on Hodges, although he thought he was fouled. And Jordan goes for the length of the floor.
Well, if you try and steal a ball from Jordan when he's flying, you're asking for trouble. That's what the Knicks did.
Stu Jackson wants a timeout. The Bulls lead by 7 with 5:41 remaining in the game.
Makes good sense. Please know when to say when. A reminder from your friends at Anheuser-Busch.
Both clubs have shot well throughout the game. The Bulls, though, have matched their biggest lead. Cartwright and Ewing just bumping each other all over the floor. 5 on the shot clock. Here's Ewing. He forced it. He thought he was fouled. Grant able to get it down. Pippen, met by Jackson, gets it out. Here's Hodges from 3. And the Bulls pulling away. They now lead 104-94 with 5:10 left in the game.
Horace Grant giving the team a big lift. His quality has risen greatly. And Craig Hodges, Marv, we're talking about the NBA's best three-point shooter at 48%.
That is both a travel and a palm, says Dick Pavetta. Did it all. Here's Maurice Cheeks from Mark Jackson.
This is significant.
Yeah, that's going to hurt Mark. No, he can't be happy.
This is the first real vote, visible vote by Stu Jackson of favoring Cheeks.
4:45 left in the game. Knicks down by 10. Newman, yes, and it counts. So Newman will go to the line.
Both foul charged to Horace Grant.
Grant called for the personal.
Johnny Newman continuing his excellent offensive play.
Johnny Newman at the line. 1 shot.
Johnny's become a regular 20-point scorer in the last half-dozen games.
Also had a career-high 7 steals against the Heat in Miami. On Sunday, 13 points for Newman. Knicks down 104-97.
His foul shooting has been incredible lately. 86% the last 15 games.
Hodges off the dribble. It was a force by Craig Hodges. Wilkins with a 3-point attack. Oakley trying to bat it away from Pippen. Just under 4 minutes remaining in this 4th quarter as Jordan sets it.
Knicks can feel it sliding away now.
5 on the 24. Cheeks batted it away. Recovered though. And Hodges pops. Ewing got a piece of it. Cheeks for Ewing. Wilkins on the fake.
Grant again. Not a big move, but he denied Wilkins the ball. Grant has given this team some lift in his quiet way.
The Knicks 2 for 8 from downtown, while the Bulls have been drilling them home. 5 on the 24. Cartwright was bothered by Ewing. Down to 3 minutes remaining in the game. Newman on a crossover will get the continuation call. So he'll go to the line for 2.
The foul starts to Scottie Pippen.
That's his 5th foul. The Bulls now over the limit.
Johnny Newman going baseline, going left.
2 shots.
Mentioned how well he's been shooting foul shots lately. Even better in the last 5 games. As soon as I can find him, Marv, I'll tell you.
John, you're giving us a stutter step move here.
19 out of 20 in the last 5 games coming in.
And tonight he's 3 for 3, 104-99. Knicks go to some pressure now. They are down by 5 with just under 3 minutes remaining, 4th quarter. Pippen getting it to Jordan, rejected by Ewing. Cheeks try to save it. He stepped out into the Chicago ball.
Knicks able to survive now as Pippen got in close. Patrick Ewing there at the right time.
And the Knicks protested that the shot clock may have been running down. Let's see, Dick Pavetta went over to check it. Yes, apparently they have changed the shot clock down to 11. Given the Bulls 24, and it has been adjusted to 43 remaining in the game. And Pippen could not find anyone. Calls for the timeout. It's a 20-second timeout. So the Bulls with 3 timeouts remaining. The Knicks have 3 and a 20. This program is authorized by Madison Square Garden Productions Incorporated solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, or the use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this event, including the imposition of a charge for viewing the program without the express written consent of Madison Square Garden Productions Incorporated, is prohibited. And there is Timothy Hutton as we continue to pan the crowd.
He must follow the Bulls. He looks very happy.
Now there are other things in life aside from basketball, you know.
Gotten a good script today, I guess, huh?
And up a little higher in the crowd, Lawrence Taylor. And back on the court, 2:43 remaining in this 4th quarter. Bulls with a 5-point lead. Jordan. That shot was altered by both Oakley and Ewing.
A tough rebound that was by Ewing. He took the ball off the backboard with his back to the board.
Knicks have had the opportunities down the stretch. Here's Ewing, and he's fouled by Cartwright.
One thing you sense here, Marv, despite the lead of the Bulls right now, with little time left, the Knicks are continuing to think positive. They're working very hard at both ends, and they seem to have put a stop to the Bulls' momentum offensively.
Ewing 2 for 2 from the line, a 77% free throw shooter. A correction, Ewing was 4 for 5 now from the line. He hit his previous 4. He has 24 points along with 5 blocked shots. Bulls by 4, 104-100.
Cheeks on Pippen. Oh, that's a mismatch.
And Pippen is blocked by Ewing.
So team response.
There's Wilkins. Last touch by the Bulls. It will be a New York ball. Wilkins thought he was fouled.
Look at this team defense. The Bulls, with a mismatch situation, go to it right away. Pippen backs Cheeks in, but no, here comes Oakley and Ewing. And they stopped them dead right there.
The Knicks using their 22nd timeout. A minute 57 remaining in the game. The Bulls lead 104-100. The Bulls moments ago, led by as many as 10. So the Knicks have trended with 6 consecutive points. Coming up on Coors Sports Night with Dave Sims following the Knicks and the Chicago Bulls. Guest lineup that includes Warren Moon of the Houston Oilers, Stacey King of the Chicago Bulls, Florida basketball coach Nick McCarchuck, and Jim Nance of CBS Sports. That is coming up on Sports Night with Dave Sims. Phil Jackson, a second-round draft pick of the Knicks back in 1967. Member of the Knicks' second championship team in his first year as head coach of the Bulls. Knicks with 15 on the shot clock. Ewing double team. Newman gets it back. Here's Ewing. Oh, what a shot! Was caught right in his face. He's cut it down to 2. 8 straight points by the Knicks. Good pressure, but a foul. It's a non-shooting foul for the Knicks, their 4th team foul. It's on Oakley. That's 5. And the Bulls will inbound once again.
Jordan felt some pain on that play. He's trying not to show it.
Dick Pavetta in a conversation with Charles Oakley, telling Oakley to give Grant some room. And now he's dropping back as they allow the Bulls to inbound. Good run by the Knicks after they were down by as many as 10. A minute and a half left, 4th quarter. Jordan off a double team for Cartwright. So the Bulls lead 106-102.
Why it's so difficult to successfully double Jordan, much like Larry Bird. They find the open people.
Cartwright doing a good job fronting Ewing.
When Ewing made his cut, the passer wasn't ready to give it to him.
5 on the shot clock. Newman forced and was stopped by Pippen. Shot clock running down, and he looked to get it up there. Down to 1 minute remaining. Bulls by 4. Grant, 5 on the shot clock for Jordan. Traveling violation. Dick Pavetta with the call as Jordan took a stroll, and that's a call you rarely see go against Michael Jordan, particularly at this point of the game. 47 and 4/10 seconds remaining in the 4th. 47 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. The Bulls with a 106-102 lead, and when we resume following this timeout, it will be Nick Ball because of the traveling violation called on Michael Jordan.
At a most opportune time for the Knicks. Bulls enjoying the 4-point lead. And Michael takes a stroll. It wasn't that apparent in the replay, but it was costly. The Knicks should get at least 2 more scoring opportunities now. And they're only down 4.
Knicks staying with Ewing, Oakley and Newman up front, Wilkins and Cheeks in the backcourt. Cheeks played by Hodges. Wilkins from 3. And Pippen on the rebound. So the Bulls with a 4-point lead looking to protect. And the foul.
Timeout, Chicago.
No, but apparently the timeout was called before the foul. So with 26 and 3/10 seconds remaining, the Bulls by 4, and we'll take a break. Timberwolves in Minneapolis, and you'll see it right here on MSG starting at 8 o'clock. Knicks beat the Timberwolves here back in November, and then Saturday the Knicks back home for Milwaukee. Well, Gerald Wilkins has missed his last 4 shots. He had been going so well. He's hit for 26 points. Patrick Ewing now the high man for 27. Michael Jordan leading the Bulls with 29. The Knicks have certainly had their opportunities after turning it from the 10-point deficit.
Yes, Michael coming in averaging 40 in the last 4 games. Somewhat held in check tonight. And this has hurt the Knicks, an area where they usually excel. Bulls with 4 more 3-point shots.
Pippen will throw in. 26 seconds remaining. 4th quarter. Well, Wilkins went for the steal. Nearly picked it off, and a foul given by Newman. That'll put Jordan on the line because the Knicks are over the foul limit. Jordan 6 for 6 from the free throw line.
Last 2 games, Michael Jordan is 29 for 32 from the line.
And for the season, he's an 85% shooter at the line. Here's Paxson for Hodges. Greg Hodges has hit 2 of 3 from downtown. But it is now a 5-point Chicago lead. And the Knicks are facing their 6th loss at home. They've lost 3 of the last 5 here at the Garden. Timeout called by the Knicks, who trail 108 to 102. And the Knicks also facing the questions. Michael Jordan has not burned it up. Been a nice game for Michael. 31 points. That is below his average. 11 for 19 shooting. Perfect from the foul line. 7 assists. 8 rebounds. Nice game. Not a great game.
Number 55, Kiki Vandeweghe.
Kiki Vandeweghe now checking in. 23 seconds remaining. One other factor that will be interesting to follow after this game. You wonder how Mark Jackson will react to what has taken place here. Stu Jackson obviously going to Maurice Cheeks in the critical situations. And Maurice getting more playing time tonight. Maurice firing and hitting. 4-point Chicago lead. 17 seconds remaining. And a timeout called by the Bulls. Oh, a clutch shot by Cheeks. We'll be back right after these words. Are down to 1 timeout remaining. The Bulls by 4, and when we pick it up following this timeout, it will be Chicago ball with a 4-point lead.
Well, Maurice Cheeks looking to set someone up, decides best if he does it himself. Seemed a little out of his range, but not by the delivery, which was perfect.
Cheeks 4 for 6, 8 points, along with 7 assists.
Replacing Kiki Vandeweghe and Trent Tucker.
Stu Jackson continues to shuffle as Horace Grant gets set to inbound. Pressure by the Knicks, and they want Jordan to handle the ball, so he is fouled by Wilkins.
Knicks fouls on
Michael Jordan, 8 for 8 from the line.
Strategy of the Bulls this season and much of last, although mostly last year, Jordan and the Bulls were successful with him performing as point guard, bringing the ball up. They found out after prior experiences that the team was better served that way. However, the fatigue factor becomes major. This year, Jordan is not bringing it up until late stages of the game. And that's when he takes over, as we see now. And he's so effective in this particular department. That's why they must do it then.
Bulls by 5. Make it 6 with 16 seconds left. Here's Newman. And he was fouled. You would think the Knicks would look first for the 3-pointer. They did. They could not find one, but this is certainly the best possible option. 7 8/10 of a second remaining. As Newman goes to the line, he can cut it down to 3.
That's the man the Knicks want at the line, too.
Pippen on the foul, so he is fouled out. 6 on Scottie Pippen. Leads with 17 points.
Number 14, Greg Hodges.
Greg Hodges checks back.
For the Bulls.
Newman is 3 for 3.
Johnny Newman at the line.
At the line.
1 shot.
Another solid game. He has 17 points. Knicks will go to instant pressure. Tipped home by Ewing. Phil Jackson wanted offensive interference. The score has not been posted, though, as Jordan has been fouled. Now they finally put it on the board. And the Knicks got a 4-point play out of it. Well, the Bulls have certainly seen some strange endings here at Madison Square Garden. 5 9/10 of a second remaining. There it is again as Ewing was able to tip it home. But once again, Jordan to the foul line. He is 9 for 9 from the line. Check that, 10 for 10 from the line. So the Bulls lead by 3.
Oh, that's confidence. He loves it. He loves it.
Yeah, we've seen this before.
He loves pressure.
Ewing calls for time with 5 3/10 seconds remaining.
His confidence was interrupted by reflecting on his own enthusiasm and confidence. It's exactly what happened. It got interrupted.
Say that again.
He got interrupted in reflecting his confidence to people. And that broke the concentration, apparently. Easy to say now, but he was glowing. He took time to glow.
A little cockiness there.
That's all right, though. If anyone's earned it, he has with his greatness. Meanwhile, a lot of people have left, Marv. And once again, as we said before, we talked to Trent Tucker in the pregame. He's beaten the Bulls twice. Beat him recently with that shot, which we've talked about too much. A couple of years ago on Christmas Day, the 4-point play last year. Here we go in a tense situation, and that's... The first one rolled around and in. Now he was doing that look like, I'm not going to make it this close. And he did.
So Jordan, after hitting his first 11 from the line, off the mark. The Knicks have used their final timeout. The Bulls have one left. 5 3/10 seconds remaining. And the Bulls by 3, 111-108. A key play on the missed free throw by Johnny Newman. Patrick Ewing able to deflect it home for what turned out to be a 4-pointer.
You think Jackson's saying don't foul anybody if they're inside that 3-point line?
That's the miss by Jordan.
That smile turned sour as soon as he turned away. Well, you know Jackson is saying they take the 3, get away. Don't foul. Don't foul. He's probably said don't foul 1,000,000 times in the last minute.
A particular message to Craig Hodges, who was on the floor.
Oh, there's the executioner. They're going to put a black hat over his head now.
And Kiki Vandeweghe has checked back in. He will inbound. Knicks down by 3, looking for the 3. They have no timeouts left. Newman trying to save it. It will be Chicago ball. Vandeweghe could not find anyone. So the Bulls take over with 3 8/10 seconds left. And that will do it. So a very frustrating ending for the Knicks. Ending on the errant pass thrown by Vandeweghe, but he just could not find anyone, did not have any timeouts remaining. And that is it as the Bulls defeat the Knicks 111-108 to make it 2 out of 3 on the season against the Knicks. The Knicks are now 39-23, and even though Philadelphia was beaten tonight, they remain a game and a half in front of the Sixers. Back with the recap in a moment.